In supporting Ebro Rosenberg. Yesterday was emotional. Obviously, we covered Dolly Parton. Yo, man, the continued outpouring in support of Dolly Parton and her career, and it's emotional.
It is, because
I had no expectation.
Person,
I had no expectation I would be that emotional about it.
I know.
Yeah, and the stuff continued yesterday. The clips people just keep pouring out the stuff.
Well, you saw John Batiste sitting at the piano. Did you ever see that?
No.
Doing his a piano rendition of "I Was Always Love You."
No, amazing.
I mean, he's amazing just as a talent, and somebody actually would call a friend. I've interviewed him and I talked to him privately, but seeing him do it in his own way, and it felt very improvisational, which he has the ability to. He's like an alien.
He's a genius,
no, bro. He could just sit down on a piano or any keyboard instrument and just
special.
go.
But I saw a clip of her on Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Yeah.
Just like all this, just more and more content.
Yeah.
Of her moving around.
Well, it reminds us. Hopefully, it reminds a lot of people, and gives hope in humanity. Right, like this individual who was 80 years old, from a time that many of us would look back on, and remember of all of the bad things taking place 80 years ago in this country. Here's this woman from a scene that is mired by, a negative history tied to the South and, kind of not allowing black artists to even have success in the industry, what Beyonce went through. And you have this kind of the icon of the entire thing is not that way at all.
Well, it's also weird because when you think about it, a lot of the biggest people in the genre are not that way at all.
That's right.
When you really look back at, Willie Nelson, all the way up to Tim McGraw, right? Like there are all these people who are at the highest level do understand what it's about.
Where's Garth Brooks at?
Oh, I think Garth. Oh, right side of history.
Yeah,
Garth's right side of history. Well, I don't know what Johnny Cash was like. Although the way he was always
supporting people incarcerated and yeah.
I don't know if he was, I wouldn't expect that he would be at an LGBTQ rally, but
the chicks.
Of course, the chicks. Yes. By the way, I gotta see the chicks are coming to the beach.
Well, and more recently, Rasan, real quick. I know we have Tizzy Ent. You may know him from Instagram, about to come on the program. But before we go to him, I wanted to show this yesterday. They say the MAGA movement is mad at Kacy Musgraves.
What did Kacy Musgraves do?
Well, we have a clip. Can you go to clip 40, Rasan?
There is a nonprofit here, and it's called the Young Center. Yeah! It's at theyoungcenter.org. I believe is the website. And it's a wonderful organization, and they help give aid, legal aid, and money to children whose parents have been deported unfairly. Through this thing without their home base and their parents, and so anyway, 50 cents, whatever the hell, I don't know, whatever you want to do, but that would mean a lot to me.
So at her concert, at her live performance in front of, once again, that scene that's, notoriously tied to, being mean to marginalized groups, you have a big artist like Kacy Musgraves, speaking out. So there are definitely people in it.
There's a lot of people like that, man. A lot.
Now over to Tizzy. Now Tizzy Ent is what we've been calling you. I don't know if that's how you are referred to in real life, Tizzy. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm good. A lot of people just call me Tizzy.
Okay.
Tizzy Ent is short for Tizzy Entertainment.
That's right.
This is not a name that I picked planning to do all this. This is like a production company name. So if I'd known I was going to do all this other stuff, I probably would have been a little more clever. But here we are, and we're going to roll with it.
So I began following you on Instagram. I've never been a big TikToker, but I began following you on Instagram because you would either be sent or find videos of individuals doing hateful acts, mean acts, committing crimes, and implore the, your following and I guess, social media to give you information so that you can expose who these individuals are. Am I framing that correctly?
Yeah, I'd say that's an accurate framing of it. You know, I think I, like a lot of people, see these things, people acting horribly, and we often just kind of go like, "Who is this? Why do they think this is okay?" And I was just someone who wanted to answer that question. And as a result, or maybe as an indicator that I'm not the only one, that's what the following that I have is.
Right.
You know, I can't do anything myself. I'm one person. I'm one signature on a petition. I'm one donation. I'm just one person. But when you have a community of people, the internet becomes one giant small town, and you can't get away with anything in a small town. So we just kind of treat it that way, and yeah, we've been pretty successful, and I'm happy about that.
Well, now fast forward here. Recently, I saw you post about the fact that your whole profile had been yanked off TikTok, which prompted us to reach out to you because I wanted to talk to you. I've been personally just following the story arc ever since TikTok is now its algorithm and basically the U.S.-based operations are under control of basically the Ellison family, and you know that was kind of a forced transition. And so now I see tons of creators saying, hey, the content that they're making is either A, not being allowed to be seen the same way it was, or B, they've been yanked off TikTok, you know, completely. And most of your content was positive and trying to find solutions. So I was like, I need to talk to him and see what he thinks or what he found out why he was yanked off TikTok.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I'll say this to give people kind of perspective. I joined TikTok in 2018. From 2018 up until about 6 months ago, I'd been banned twice, which, I mean, bans do happen on the platform. And, you know, you get reinstated. It's, you know, a mistake. It's whatever. In the last 6 months, though, I've been banned 4 times. So there has definitely been a seismic shift. And then when you're talking about just things not registering or being seen the same, I got reinstated as of this last weekend. I was banned for more than a month, which is the longest it's ever been. Finally got reinstated. I posted a video yesterday. I have 8.1 million followers on that platform. I posted a video yesterday that now I think has been up about 14 hours, and it has under 5,000 views.
Wow.
It doesn't seem mathematically possible. And yet here we are. I mean, I get 5,000 views in under a minute on Instagram.
So let me ask you, which content did you post on TikTok that they had a problem with?
I mean, I can say like whatever I got, you know, the community guideline violation that I was hit with at the time of my banning, right? Because I had been banned, I got reinstated. I was reinstated for barely 24 hours when I got banned again the last time. The only violation I had in that 24-hour period was a video about the ICE shooting that happened on the 13th of last month. That was the video I posted, and it was right when it had happened, and it was very much like information. I'm not someone who gets on and just goes, oh, you know, and makes a wild claim about what is responsible or who is responsible or who's at fault, especially when it's early on in something and we don't have a lot of information. So it literally was like, hey, you know, yes, there was a shooting this morning. It looks like someone has lost their life. Here's what we know right now. It was essentially a news item.
And
just
you're not
because I
showing
had people
the actual violence. You're not seeing violence either in
no.
the video.
In fact, there was in the footage that I used, it was, you know, a few clips from on scene. You could, because you could kind of see that someone was on the ground, pixelated. Went ahead and did that, even though there wasn't any blood or anything like that. Still took that extra measure just out of respect and so forth. And yet got a community guideline violation on it, appealed it. That appeal was denied in 30 seconds, which means no one reviewed it. It was set to automatically deny my appeal. And then within a minute of that, my account was banned, which means that was also set to trigger when the appeal was denied. So,
now,
I mean,
are you dealing with any of these type of strikes on Instagram, like with the Meta platform?
No. I mean, I've had stuff that I've had problems with on Meta, and all of the platforms have the things that they're kind of a little touchy about, and you have to sort of navigate accordingly. A long time ago, one of the first things that I had get really popular was a video I made that was on the difference between white pride and black pride, and you know, the origins of those two things. And because that kind of blew up and a lot of people knew me from that, at one point on my Instagram, I had in my description, yeah, I'm that white pride video guy. And then I kept getting like my account suspended. And finally someone in Meta was like, oh, I know what's wrong is someone reports something and then, the algorithm looks or whatever and sees that and thinks you're promoting white pride. It doesn't understand.
Right.
So
because it wouldn't know that you're the guy that was trying to articulate the difference.
Yeah. They were like, my suggestion is you take that off of your bio. I took it off and knock on wood, I haven't had an issue since.
Well, and once again, this is a kind of a personal thing that I'm on because I've continuously tried to tell people as much as we think that's my page, that's my profile. You're just renting. You're being given space, right? Yep. And now that this TikTok thing has rolled over to a completely different set of hands under a completely different, government that we're seeing do things that, we would as Americans think were wrong. Now it's even more precarious, right? Because we also live in a time where we think that everything's democratized, right? And there's no gatekeepers. Meanwhile, even us having this conversation is going through someone else owns the platform. Someone else owns the YouTube. Someone else, you know what I mean? So all of these things are not being regulated by an elected government. They're privatized. And even the elected government is privatized currently.
Right. Yeah. So, and I mean, there's an argument to be made that social media platforms are the new public square.
Yeah.
And so everyone should have a voice in the public square, but it doesn't change the fact that it is owned by corporations.
That's right.
And corporations are going to do what corporations do. And, whether that's the situation here or not, corporations can often feel the pressure of outside forces, like, say, for example, theoretically an administration that's like, hey, we don't like certain things.
You don't have to be theoretical on this. No, the administration is putting pressure on corporations to make sure that they shadow, throttle, stifle information from flowing, especially about ICE, especially about what's going on in the Middle East with Israel. These things are happening on purpose.
Listen, all signs point to yes. So, and I'm someone who's
man's like the
experiencing
human 8 ball.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I'm someone, I'm experiencing things that I've never experienced before, and a bunch of other creators that I know are experiencing things. I mean, there's so many that I know who are continuing to be banned, specifically from TikTok. Now, I do see the people complaining too. It's not just TikTok. There have been people I've seen who are complaining about getting shadow banned on Meta and so forth. It happens. And it's something that, if you do this long enough and if you're doing this in a way that you're monetizing or you're putting a lot of effort into it, you're going to learn that these things happen and you sort of navigate it accordingly. But in my experience, normally, I know where the line is. I know where to sort of don't bite the hand that feeds, for lack of a better way of putting it. But yeah, it feels like the rules have changed in a way that it's just like, no, you can't talk about X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, no, that's not. If you're trying to put those kind of limitations on me, that's not going to work. Like, I'm going to talk about what I feel is important and needs to be talked about. And I understand I have to, keep within certain guidelines, but just you can't talk at all that doesn't work. That's not acceptable.
Well, and now you've gone on to land a show on Discovery, which I saw, which is another reason
Correct.
I wanted to give you some more space to promote that, so individuals that may have not been seeing your content, because I'll be honest, I used to see you a lot on Instagram. I don't see you as often anymore. And so when I saw that, I was like, hey, I really like this guy. Let's have him on so he could talk about his show. So tell us about your show.
Appreciate that. Yeah, last night was the latest episode. I think we got 4 more coming.
Yep.
Wednesday nights at 10 on Discovery Channel. The show is titled How to Catch a Dirtbag. And as you alluded, one of the things that most people know me for is for helping identify people who have harmed other people. Hate crimes, assaults, you name it. People who have, we live in an age where we all have cameras on our phones, right? People record everything. There's Ring cameras everywhere, flock cameras. We're under constant surveillance. So a lot of times when something awful happens to someone, they have gotten to a point where we have an instinct of pulling out our phone or getting it caught on video. But if, you're assaulted by a stranger on the street and they take off and you go to police and you're like, look, here's the video of that person. And police are like, that's great, but I have no idea who that is. and it's not like we can just run a massive Scooby-Doo investigation into every single, little thing that happens. So if you can find out who that is, we're happy to pursue it, kind of thing. And that's where myself and my following comes in, because like I said, the internet is one big small town. So if you put something on the internet and enough eyeballs get on it, it doesn't matter if you did it in, you were visiting Los Angeles and you committed a crime, but you live in Delaware and you're like, no one's going to know about that. Enough eyeballs see it, and that girl who used to babysit you is going to be like, that's Steve. And then she's going to tell me. She's going to tell me, and then we're going to turn that over to the victims, and they're going to hopefully get justice. So that's what the show is based on, is basically the cases that I have been fortunate enough to help bring, some sort of conclusion to. I've been doing this for a minute, so I've seen a bunch of wild stuff. So it kind of lends itself to a television program well.
There you go. Tizzy ENT.
So Wednesday night's Discovery.
Wednesday nights on Discovery at 10, and then when the season ends, we will be streaming on HBO Max. I believe the full season will go up, if I understand correctly, September 24th. Also, if someone doesn't have Discovery for some reason, the very first episode is on YouTube, on Discovery's YouTube. You can watch the full first episode.
Very cool.
There.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Good to
Tizzy.
meet you.
Hey, Tizzy, thank you for your time, and thank you for caring enough to do this work for people, man.
No, appreciate you helping boost that and get it out. This is what it takes. It takes all of us. It's a village, right? It takes all of us speaking up and speaking out and using whatever platform we have to do that. So thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot, Tizzy.
Thank
Take
you.
care, man.
You know what that reminds
You
me
too.
of?
Yeah.
Did you guys see that there's a Chris Hansen movie coming out?
Chris
No.
Hansen movie.
Yeah, there's an A24 movie about How to Catch a Predator
Really?
coming out. Yeah. Actually, we should watch the trailer. Do you think we can get away with an A24 trailer? We can try. I am. It's just very interesting. I didn't expect.
Well,
It'd be a
as
Chris
much as
Hansen movie.
well, you got that. You got what Tizzy's doing, and the fact that Laura Stylez. I mean, she watches this all day long. This
I
is
don't watch it all day long. I just happen to like some of it.
What, you mean Criminals?
And so does
it's all like 24
Rosenberg.
hours.
My worst neighbor, my worst ex. You're in?
No, the worst neighbor and worst ex ever is just a reminder how scary the world is.
Yeah,
bro.
because these are real stories with real people, bro.
Wait, I don't know why you don't want to take ownership that this is your preferred content.
right now.
That's all I'm saying.
This is where you are right now.
Yes, and 4 seasons. That was a very loved show. I loved it. I finished
Wait,
it all.
I'm not crazy. She's the what's the show she loves?
Which one?
Another crime show?
No, the TV show. She says she loves it. New York.
Undercover.
No, not New York.
Oh,
Undercover.
wait, Law and Order SVU?
Law and Order
I mean, we all did.
I never watched.
I'm not a Law and Order guy.
You never watched one episode of Law and Order SVU?
I've seen Law and Order.
No, that is SVU. It's probably SVU. It's on the most, I think.
Was Olivia Benson in it?
Who's
Elliot
Olivia Benson?
Stabler? Oh, my God.
I don't watch
Ice-T
it.
was in the one I saw.
Laura,
Yes. Okay, so that's SVU.
But that's not regular law. Is that different than regular Law and Order?
Yes.
Because there's Crime and Punishment, and what's the other one?
Proving my point. That's all I'm saying.
SVU is the one, though.
I don't know why she gaslights you though.
Because it
Like
has,
that's why I
how
had to
many-
ask. Am I
You're
crazy?
no,
that
she's gaslighting.
How many seasons?
I don't do that. You do that.
we all do it? I don't.
But that was
Rosenberg
a-
does it. I don't
That
know.
was
Watch
a
SVU.
while ago. That was a while ago, though. I haven't.
No,
been
all
on
I'm
that.
saying is you've so you've moved on from Law and Order to other things that are about
Crime.
crime and Law and Order. Yes, Louis.
I was gonna say just Law and Order by itself has 7 different shows within its brand.
That are still on?
Law and Order Special Victims Unit,
That's SVU.
Law and Order Criminal Intent, Law and Order Trial by Jury, L.A. True Crime, and Organized Crime.
No,
Wow,
I
I
no.
didn't
Never
know
knew
those.
all this.
They're
not
all
all
still
still
going
on.
on.
Yeah, well, no wonder they take so much parking in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Law and Order takes over the whole 3
How
blocks.
They shoot all over the city, so you'll see.
They're in my neighborhood. I mean, I basically assume when I see a block is shut down for parking that it's
It's Law and Order.
It's a lot.
Maybe that's why. Yo, I just thought. Remember Kevin Ortega Rojas showed us the map of where the flock cameras are.
Yeah.
In
Maybe that's why they're not on the Upper West
they're
Side.
not on the Upper West Side because they don't want them to get early, access to Law and Order
They
content.
do have a lot of episodes up there, bro. Riverside Park. There's
know
a
what I mean?
lot.
You know what I mean? Laura, you got rundown today, right?
I do. We're gonna get
There's
to it.
there's a couple of things here we missed just that we didn't get to.
All right, well, you guys want to get it cracking right now?
Wow.
Okay, let's do it.
Down, turn that up. Screens on glow when she pull up. Headlines heavy, but we still cut up. Lights still flashing, we don't slow up.
Well, a couple of things. Kanye West's Russian concert gets canceled.
Uh-oh.
It was supposed to take place at the Gazprom Arena, which holds 80,000 people. And according to Billboard, the arena made it crystal clear that the shows are not actually happening on Instagram. They're like, there is no such agreement, according to the venue. And the concert cannot take place on our site. So another concert that's canceled.
So now, what's interesting is interesting. Where's that?
Go for it.
Interesting.
I remember, Laura, you reported on a story about a San Antonio Kanye West concert,
Yeah.
and it wasn't happening.
Yes.
And then it happened.
I'd like a Maya oh no to celebrate this also. Wait, you said Kanye's show's canceled?
Yeah, Kanye West done.
Oh no.
Wait, more?
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Man.
How's she
but
gonna
then
get
it
through it?
happened. So, and then other shows have happened.
Yeah.
In the United States, there's supposed to be like a coming home Kanye West in Chicago show. And his fan base, what does Kanye's fan base have like a name? Like the Yeezyites?
It's douchebags.
Or the Yeasters?
No, the Yeasters. Oh my God.
Well, the Yeasters always attack me on social because we covered the story of the San Antonio show.
Yes.
getting
Oh, they
canceled.
were mad about that?
Well, because then it did happen. People went to the show and they were like, see, you don't know what the F you're talking about. Well, Yeasters.
It's not.
Yeah, no.
In other news, Peacock is releasing a Wendy Williams documentary that she did not okay. It's a 3-part documentary titled Clap If You Care, The Wendy Williams Show, just detailing her life. And it's coming to Peacock in 2027. But they're saying that Wendy Williams is allegedly blindsided by the project and had no involvement in it.
I mean, listen. Wendy Williams is like the antithesis of celebrating Dolly Parton. I mean, respectful, and people get mad. Like,
People like Wendy, bro.
Yeah, I know. And like when Jason Lee sat up here being like, "And you have to respect the," I'm like, I don't have to. I never did, and I feel bad for her life situation over the last several years, for sure. But as a professional, I don't admire her in the least bit.
She was captivating. People liked her, and while it wouldn't be something I would do, she was good at the thing that she did, which a lot of people didn't like. However, under the guise of this, something that hasn't been approved by the individual being released on media is kind of Wendy Williams-esque.
Oh, it's the ultimate case of reap what you sow.
Like, how often...
Kind of like when Method Man's wife didn't approve her medical information going out to the world. Like, you talk about a story I'm not going to feel bad about.
Right.
It's people doing things that Wendy's not interested in having out there. I'm sorry. That was literally what your entire life was. How can I get dirt and get a scoop and then put it out there when people get upset about it? You're like, sorry, cry about it.
Yeah, you're a celebrity. We have a right. That's always been weird to me. Yeah. You're a celebrity. We have a right to know.
You're a rapper. You make art, so we should be able to talk about your family's secrets. Like, what?
Or just personal, and not even a secret. It's just a personal...
I just hate how as time goes on, if someone does really well, I guess winners tell the history, right? But like, as time goes on, if someone did really well, this whole like you have to respect it thing is just always.
But that goes back to what we were talking about yesterday. That
money
we live
is
in a
winning.
culture on that money is winning.
You got to respect it. That line of "you got to respect it." I'm like, but I respect things that are worthy.
Well, no.
Of respect.
How about this? No, I don't.
No, I don't.
I don't
do
have to
not.
respect it.
I actually respect the person I've never heard of in my life who's on some 10-watt station in Oakland, but does a great job doing news and
really cares about
and helps
their
their community.
That's right.
I respect that. I respect it. Why?
I have to respect the chase for exorbitant amounts of money and fame. No, you don't.
Treating people badly along the way. I don't. I'm sorry.
Yes, King Luke.
Well, I was going to say, and the Bochincha could be good on this one, speaking of Bochincha with Wendy Williams, because it is actually being done by her former executive producer of her show, who was there for this, who was there for 13 seasons.
Oh, well, now
this is absolutely you reap what you sow. You sowed this soil. This is from your soil.
Yeah.
This you groomed this. grew this, groomed this, hatched this.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh
Man.
boy.
In other news, we missed this, but JellyRoll decided to roast Trump
He jelly trolled him.
on Kimmel.
Yeah. Can we show this?
Here's the video.
Oh, we're allowed to show it?
It's
And
gonna,
then
it's gonna get taken down, but yeah.
Should we not?
Did you send it? Who sent it?
Is it even in there?
And what made you think we had a video?
Because it says video.
Well, yeah, but not that page doesn't necessarily jump to the other page, Laura.
Is there a
I know
number?
it was a nice
there's
try.
No number?
Nice try.
No.
Oh, I watched the clip. I can describe it for you if you want.
Well, just so for the audience, if it on this show, Inside Baseball, we have two sheets. We have a Griff prep sheet of stuff, and then we have a sheet of videos that have numbers, which is often why you hear us call out numbers.
Right.
Well, Laura saw a prep sheet that said video, but didn't have a number.
Yeah, you got to have
Yeah,
the
yes. Sorry, it said video, and I went with it.
So it was 2 days. It was a couple
Well,
of
let
days.
me hit
ago.
Laura with the
Yes,
button.
hit me with the button.
Assuming both hands are communicating.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
A couple of days ago, JellyRoll, he's been hosting the whole week for Kimmel, and a couple of days ago he did a thing about Trump's weight, that apparently Trump had an appointment, his weight is up, and he basically just said something like, well, listen, let me tell you right now, as a fellow fat pig, that's what people were sort of leaning into, was that he was like, as a fellow fat pig, you got to, I didn't see the whole joke, but it was like, you got to take a look. And I got to tell you, seeing your penis again is really fantastic. Mine's cute. I didn't even remember. Or something like that.
God.
It's just a fat joke.
Listen, I really like JellyRoll.
Yeah.
And I think he's a nice guy and a talented guy. And I'm happy for where his career went, and I like some of his records. As it comes to this political topic, I still think he's a coward. So there's that.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not going to step in all the way in.
Well, no, I just, when you had an opportunity to say you disliked a thing, you fell all the way out on it because you were worried about your audience and your, reach more than you were worried about, saying, dictating something right and wrong.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people in that area that it's not about them being like moral or immoral. It's about their level of bravery they want to have on these subjects. Because I know personally of some people in that world who are considered like MAGA friendly, that they're not. They're privately not really MAGA friendly, but they don't want to take the risk.
Yeah, they feel like they can't handle the heat. They financially it's not something they want to.
And again, back to Dolly. Dolly showed you that you could get up there, be questioned on a subject, and without maligning people, you could clearly express how you feel.
That's right.
Correct.
Right? Like, you can get up and say, I am against deporting people in this way, treating people inhumanely, treating children this way. America is a country of immigrants. There's so many things you could say that are not an attack on the Trump people specifically. But you can make clear how you feel if you want to. It just requires a little bit more eloquence and bravery.
Listen, for some people, and look, we could all sit in our situations and say what we would do. You know what I mean? But until you are in that situation, you don't really know what you would do.
Well,
I'll tell you what. Whatever and if you look back in history and you're like, yo, if I lived during that time, you know what I would have done if? Whatever you think you would have done, you're doing right now.
That's a great.
Pretty much. Even with our show,
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing it right now.
Go ahead, Laura.
I said even with our show, like when we were on the air, we were one of the very few shows who actually talked about politics. Like, if you go to other states, Los Angeles, you think any of those shows are touching it as hard as we are?
Well, and do they still have jobs at those stations?
Probably.
Or those stations still went downhill regardless, and they were fired anyway.
That was something that really annoyed me in the last week. I don't know if you guys saw it. You probably didn't because you don't like to go peruse the comments. But in the afternoons, I'm like, well, how'd the show do today? Let's take a look. Yo, people were on me about our Stephen A. discussion from last week, where you were expressing your feelings on the NABJ thing. Yeah. And I tried to be a sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like, but not springboard. What's the, when you're bouncing something off? I was being a board.
Sure, springboard. I don't know. Okay.
No, but that's not the word. But I was just here.
Soundboard?
Soundboard. My friend has a thing he's passionate about.
Uh-huh.
I'm double compromised on the subject. I'm a white man who's going to really break down and analyze whether a black man's handling of a black group type. It's not a place for me to really weigh in. I've learned my spots over the years, number one. And number two, everybody knows I also have a working relationship with Stephen A. and all those, and a friendship to some degree.
Well, and you work for Disney.
And I work for Disney.
And he's one of their biggest assets.
So in the comments, people are coming. Rosenberg tap dancing. I thought I was being very obvious. I'm laying out on this. I don't speak up on my feelings enough for y'all to know how I feel.
Listen, bro.
I need to entertain you.
You're supposed to do the dance, bro. Own it. They're just poking and prodding. They just want to get at you. Your response should have been like, play the music, because I had my shoes on. Why? Because listen, we're living in a time, right?
We all have to pick our spots where we have to dance.
You got to pick your spots where you got to dance.
But here's the part that's you're right.
Just own it, bro. The easiest way.
But some of them, Ebro, it's not just like you were dancing. I'm fine with that. Play the music, right? Dancing, cool. Some of them were like, some of the comments are, no, I really learned a lot about Rosenberg.
Bro, F those people.
19 years. And that conversation is when you learned.
There are so many people.
What's wrong with you?
No. What's wrong with you? Why are you listening to them?
You're
Who is that? Who is that?
Eggy McOmelet?
Yeah, like what?
They probably don't even listen to our show, and it shows.
No, but I disagree. Laura, I hear what you're saying.
Do me a favor. The
next,
the next negative person that really strikes a chord with you, I want you to follow them. Follow them. Okay?
Well, it's YouTube, so I can't follow them. But
well, all right. Take note of their name, King Luke. We'll take a legend. Well, I want to see if they come back over and over. Are they somebody who most of the time left positive comments, and this one time this thing sent them over the edge, or are they somebody that never fucking liked you anyway?
You're probably right. And shout out to our FOTs who were responding, going, they were, wait a second. Y'all, Rosenberg talks every day about a million things, yet you want him to risk it all for a topic to entertain you that morning?
There they go.
Like, what did you... Ebro wasn't saying enough. You needed me to jump in. But they acted like I was really being devil's advocate. Yo, my friends having a conversation. I'm throwing things back at them to let the conversation continue.
Well, look, and most of the time, I'll be honest, we do, I think, a disservice when there's an individual on the panel here or on the show here or at the table, however you want to look at it, who has a take, and we don't allow that person's take to be the take. Like sometimes Laura will have a thing, you'll have a thing, I'll have a thing, and we'll go and back that person up when really we should have just been like, boom, done, right? So sometimes...
Well, no, I am considering a thing because a lot of it is the seating arrangement we have, you guys both look at me the most. That's the way we're seated. It's awkward for y'all to stare each other eye to eye for one.
We do.
No, some, but for most
you feel like we're in close proximity, so it gets a little romantic.
It's a little tight.
Oh, God, no.
I'm just telling you, but watch the show.
You giving me reckless over there?
But if you go watch our show, you'll see you both generally address me a lot.
Okay.
So
Ebro's, you also talk a lot,
and that too. But Ebro's talking to me.
Yeah.
And everyone's and I'm like, so I'm looking. So I'm going to start when it's no longer a thing I want to speak. I'm going to start being like this.
You start looking
and
away.
I think, Rasan, I need to have you put up a graphic, a little thing that's like Rosenberg has no take or Rosenberg's dancing, and I'll just look off into the distance.
Rosenberg drifts.
Is dancing.
No way. Sounds interesting what you're saying.
No, just put a bed up and put his head like on a pillow and say Rosenberg lays out.
Yeah, Rosenberg lays out. Sounds NABJ, you say. Sounds interesting. Interesting. So now, how did you miss this one yesterday, Laura?
Which one?
The Nas and Hitboy thing.
Oh,
that was kind of crazy.
Is that a thing? I didn't hear it, and I'll be honest, I saw it and ignored it.
Well, you saw Vlad, so you immediately said, "What is this?"
Boom, saw Vlad, ignore. Saw Hitboy and Nas, and we haven't. Sorry, Laura, I'm taking the whole story here. We haven't talked in 3 years. I can't. My brain won't absorb that there's a problem between Hitboy and Nas.
He said it's deep, though. Yeah. I think he's like, Louis, what were the details, Louis?
He said there is an issue. It's deeper, something he didn't want to get into during that conversation, but he says it's deeper than just like some music shit. So
yeah, my brain still won't.
6 albums?
My brain won't absorb this as a public discussion.
But it is interesting, no?
Yeah, it is.
Let them work it out. That's where
what are y'all doing? Come on.
They'll work it out. I don't want to be involved. I don't think that. Look, we've got great music from the both of you. We love both of y'all. I don't want to be involved. For some reason, I just don't want to be involved in the Hitboy Nas have a problem thing.
Yeah, and Nas and a problem. I can't recall anything like that since Jay-Z, bro. Like that.
Well, and by the way, not only that, Nas in the last decade has done nothing but positive work.
And like sort of facilitate
so
hip-hop.
let's not. And once again, this was on Vlad's platform. They're looking for a thing. They're fishing for a thing.
But congrats going out to Vlad, because I saw he set it up. He brought Elliot in, and he sat on camera. It was like seeing someone coming out of hiding to see him actually sitting in the
oh wait, so Vlad and Elliot sat down together
with
Hitboy.
But instead of it looking like a crime video where the person's talking and there's just a voice in the distance like, hey, would you say that you and Nas have a problem? He was sitting on camera now. So
were the drums still there?
The drums?
I mean, you never noticed a drum. There was always a drum kit in the back that nobody played, and I was always like, "Yo, why is there a drum kit in the back?"
Okay, all right.
Y'all never noticed a drum kit? It always hit me like, "Why is there a drum kit back there?" Or do they do live performances?
Does Vlad get on there and hit a little one?
No, I was because jokingly, I always wondered why there was a drum kit, because it's a hip. People do this thing where they try to make things hip hop or make it music by putting like
I don't think that's
weird,
what it was. I think it's just a studio and it's where he had space.
They couldn't get another. They couldn't take the drum kit down.
They couldn't move it. They couldn't angle.
No, stop it. They're making money.
Well,
It's been mad years.
They liked it. It looks cool.
It's been so long. Why is the drum kit there?
Is the drum kit always there?
Yeah,
Am I bugging?
Yeah, no, you're not bugging at all. It's in the background.
I don't watch a lot
part
of
of the set at this point.
It's part.
Well, and I've never watched the full thing. I just would see the still, the person's photo, and a drum kit over their shoulder, and I'll be like, "Yo, are they about to do a freestyle?
A little jam session."
Yeah, you just see a random thing like Spider Loke says.
Look, there's a drum kit.
All right.
It's still there?
It was right here. I'm just.
Yo, the drum kit is there.
Yo, Vlad, somebody got to play the drums on at least one episode. Has anybody ever played the drums on Vlad?
Not that I've seen. Do you see Marc Lamont Hill interviewed Vlad the other day?
No.
And so I hit him. I said, I hit Marc when I saw that Vlad. For some reason, I guess Vlad stuff gets fed to me.
Yeah, because you're obsessed.
I don't think that's true. I don't follow him. The algorithm knows to show me things that irritate.
Well, no, you like hip hop. You
engage with hip
hop things, and I think I'm sure Vlad does some digital marketing. So if you like hip hop, you're gonna see his stuff.
So there was a post that was like, I sat down with Marc Lamont Hill, didn't see that coming, because they've gotten into it over a few things over the years, and so I hit Marc and I said, listen, I'm gonna let this one go. I'm gonna give you a pass. I'm gonna give you a pass on this one. And me and Marc, we always are chatting, right? Like I was like, I'm gonna give you a pass on this one because Vlad's many things, but he's not like a white supremacist. So like, we had Jason Lee. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's different. Now, if it had been him and Candace Owens or him and
I think
Tommy
that should
Loren,
happen. No, that shouldn't happen.
Candace and Marc have actually done something.
I feel like
they have. They actually did. They have. And Marc's like, we're joking around, and he goes, by the way, you came up. I'm sure you're not surprised, but you came up. I just wanted to let you know. I said, let me guess. I'm a coward who, when I ran into him, I apologized and then later went back on to say bad things about him. He said, oh, perfect. I don't even have to tell you what's... I said, I know his whole made-up spiel that he tells about me every time. That is the reason I'm a fraud, is because at one point I dissed him, ran into him, and I was like, you know what, I'm sorry. And then later on was reminded of the things I didn't like and said, you know what, I don't like it. Is it bad that I have no issue
I don't know
with
if that's as much a coward or a flip-flopper, because now...
It's only flip-flop.
Well, now when you run into him, what happens? When now, that'll be the determining factor.
Listen, I'm not going to attempt to fist fight Vlad. I'm also not going to apologize. I would go, oh, yeah, it's Vlad.
What are you going to say this time I'm standing on business? I just remembered why I don't like you.
Well, there's no need. My assumption is, first of all, I don't ever see Vlad.
Are you going to see him now?
Yeah, maybe I will.
And he might do you like they did the two lawyers kissing in the park. He might just be streaming live.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
No, listen, I don't think that inclination I feel to just stick out my hand and shake a hand. Yeah. I don't think I'd feel that with Vlad. I think he'd be closer to the academics. Like I'd be like, all right, I'm good, bruh. But like the story he's telling about me bumping into him, being like, oh, that wasn't cool. It's literally that's 15 years ago. It's a long, long time ago. Like, why is it, quote unquote, pussy? That when he came up to me, he didn't come up to me violently. He just came up to me and was like, hey, man, what's the deal? And I was like, man, I'm sorry. That wasn't cool. I went far. And then later on, saw that you did other douchey things I really didn't like and called them out again. Like, I'm trying to figure out what the moral dilemma is there. That's bad.
Is there a world where you don't like, and this is for all of us, where I don't really know you personally, okay? I don't know you. I don't know you. I only know you through work, and I don't like your work. And I have commentary on your work. But you might take it personal because you care a lot about the work you're doing.
Sure.
But I don't like your work and I don't know you personally. Can those things be different? And when I see you, I can be like, hey, what's up, bro? Say hi, be cordial.
Most people. Most people will just take it as you basically gave me the middle finger. You don't mess with me. Like, they're never going to separate.
I'm just asking.
It's a very, but it's like at this age in my life, and Vlad has said really, I think he said at this point, gone much further in his lack of kindness towards me than I ever did towards him.
Well, we'll have to hear from him about that. Because his interpretation of what you did was
really bad. I just, at this stage in my life, I'm not able to retain hate in the same way. Like, even academics who went really personal, like talking about really family issues. Like, I still don't have enough to be like, I'm rooting for your downfall. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm some great mensch. I just don't have the capacity to hold on to it.
That's okay.
Like, I'm not mad. I don't hate Charlemagne.
It just means you don't really care.
You and Charlemagne, technically, based on everybody else you mentioned, haven't been through that much.
No. Not only that, me and Charlemagne, as opposed to me and academics or me and Vlad, me and Charlemagne have had multiple hangouts in person. Where, like, we talk for an extended period of time in person. Right.
So that's not even a...
That to me isn't even... I don't know what he would be like about it, but I don't have any... Like, he makes moves at times that I go, what the are you doing? That's terrible. What are you doing? But, like, again, to hold on to that and have it translated
I'm sure it's the same. I'm sure it's vice versa.
And I'm sure that's vice versa.
Yeah.
But, again, my line is really, are you aligning with evil and white supremacy? Right? And that's where At gets to be a funky one because he's going down to Mar-a-Lago and he's working with the Kicks and he is getting very close. In addition to all of the things that Vic Mensa called him a bitch about all those years ago.
Right.
You combine all that stuff. I just don't like the sort of work Vlad does around hip hop. So much of it relating to crime and who did what. I just don't think it's for the culture. I just don't think it's good. I think it's nasty work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So,
well, thanks for sharing, man. I'm glad we
got I appreciate you guys allowing me to share.
No,
apparently there was something there and it needed to come out.
Okay. And now the audience along with us are going to watch how this plays out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you and Vlad cross paths.
You ever see Vlad?
I've seen him, and I'm always like, yo, what's up, bro?
You have seen him?
Yeah.
You ever seen him?
I've never seen him.
But I don't know if it's recent. I can't remember the last time it was. Like, I don't have a...
Listen, he's got bigger fish to fry than Rosenberg now. He's going after Nori. He's going after Shaq.
Why is it
Nori?
Oh, yeah. He went after Nori.
Why?
After Shaq. Oh, he's not happy with them. They don't do his platform.
Is this all algo hustle stuff? Because clearly we're promoting right now.
Damn.
So
I know.
I know. Keep going, Lord.
Have we? Is that all this is? Because him and Elliot together, and who did they sit down with? Hitboy. And talking about Nas.
It's a lot of algo hustle.
That's moving. That'll move with those names.
I wonder why Vlad and Elliot wasn't the collab I pictured. I guess it doesn't not make. They're from like the same generation of.
Well, look, Elliot's a great hip hop journalist. So I mean, no matter what you feel about Elliot Wilson throughout the years, he's definitely done work in the game that's
for sure
credible and continues to try to do that. So maybe Vlad had space for him to keep doing his thing.
It's a big platform and
huge platform, right?
On a positive note. Let's see Jack White paying tribute to Dolly Parton. Can we see if we like this?
Absolutely.
Your beauty is beyond compare with flaming locks of auburn hair with ivory skin, eyes of emerald green. Your breath is like a tress of spring, your voice is soft like summer rain, and I cannot compete with you, Jolene. And I can easily understand how you could easily take my man, but you don't know what it means to me, Jolene.
It's interesting. I was thinking about Jolene this week. Shout out to Jack White. Cool. That was the night she passed.
That's dope.
I was I was thinking about Jolene and just like how different Beyonce's version is.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you go back and listen to Dolly's version of Jolene and Beyonce's version of Jolene, it is literally a completely different interpretation of the same song.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to think about. Like Beyonce's is one that's meant for empowering, and like F no, mess around, heifer, get your ass kicked.
Right.
And Dolly's is a
please no
vulnerable, the most
Please.
vulnerable. Please. You know, don't
take my man.
Yeah, Dolly's is the realistic. Dolly's is the real version. And Beyonce's is the what people would like to believe of themselves.
I was actually
but in
gonna say
reality,
it the same
we
way.
don't.
I was going to say similar, but I was going to say Dolly's version is the honest.
That's what I'm saying. It's the real honest.
Beyonce's
fear.
version is what people show on the outside when confronted with many of these situations.
That's a better way to put it. You're very good at this stuff.
You know what I mean? It's the front that people put on.
Laura, you disagree?
I look at it the opposite.
You think Beyonce is the real version?
Yes.
Like, bitch, I'm a like most people don't operate that way.
Yeah, but I mean, what Ebro says makes sense. It's just the anger that you feel, but deep down, I guess
deep down, you're
know.
afraid that someone's going to take something that you love.
Right.
So I lean more on the anger because when I listen to Dolly's version of Jolene, it makes me mad sometimes. Like, oh, bitch, no.
I know.
You know what I mean?
But that's exactly.
Like, don't allow this.
But she can't. That's the thing about life. And by the way, you could reverse this and it could be a man saying it to a woman. It's the fact of the matter is she's saying in Jolene, she's like, you're perfect. You're so hot.
I can't
You've
compete.
got all the things. But like, this is what I have. You could have anyone. Please just move on to something else. Please. Because I know I can't compete with this. I think when people are in a real life, like serious affair situation, that kind of is what's going on.
But how about this? That's what people feel, you know, if you are a man or a woman and you're walking around with a person that you know is attractive or other people really like them, that while your defense, that's why I said it the way I said it, your defense is y'all don't fuck with my shit. It's my shit. That is based in a fear that they could fuck with your shit.
Right, if they did.
Because you wouldn't even have that, don't fuck with my shit, if you didn't think they could fuck with your shit. But you think they could. Well, so you have the don't.
Please.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead and don't. Please. Thanks.
Because it's mine and I really like it.
Right. And really it's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why I said the way. But I think that's why the song's
But
magical.
I got annoyed because Jeffrey Wright, who's an actor who I'm a big fan of, he put up a post about Dolly. And in the post, he's like, he talks about Jolene. It was a performance of Jolene done by like Alison Krauss. Someone else was covering it. And he said a few years ago, someone did a version of Jolene, and basically it was like not. He just kind of crushed Beyonce's interpretation of it. And I was like, I think covers, to me, yes, it totally connotes a different part of it. But like to me, that's what a cover can be.
Yeah.
A cover can be a completely heads up, exactly on cover, which is more like her Blackbird cover, which was just basically doing the song, but she added different voices to it.
Or an interpretation.
Or you can do an interpretation where you go, I'm flipping it into meaning something else. I think that's the cool part of what a cover is.
But I think maybe he's tapping into what we're talking about, which is he liked the more vulnerable, honest version, and Beyonce's was more of an affront to who we want to be in those situations.
And I get that. You have the right to say, like, it changed the part that I like about it.
Which is this fear.
Which is the vulnerable, the sad, vulnerable part, which is kind of what makes the song really unique. I get it. But I just think that's what makes it. Now, remember, Beyonce comes to that song from a place of the whole world knows she was cheated on by her husband.
Right.
She lived Jolene to some extent. Like, we know she has songs about it on Lemonade.
I mean, Becky with the good hair.
So, like, she's done it. So it's important, I think, to everything's, Beyonce has that in her mind. Nothing is happenstance with her.
That's right.
When she hits the song, she's like, well, I'm not going to do it the same way I would have done it on Lemonade. I'm doing it now, these years later.
And I can't help, and I don't know if you guys, it was just yesterday. Why does it feel so far away? The story I told about her mom, her talking about her mom. We never got that video in, did we? The Dolly Parton thing I sent over? No. Even though I accentuated it again in the chat. But the story of her talking about my mom, all my mom had was kids. Okay? literally, that's her only possession were her children. They were that poor, right? And then thinking about the story of the lyrics in Jolene, and thinking about the story you told Rosenberg about Dolly talking about the way she dresses, and the woman in the town that her mom said was the
trash whore.
Whore, but Dolly looked at her and was like, "Yo, I want to dress like that one day."
Like, she looks good.
Is that the origin story of Jolene, where her mom hated the woman and was like worried that all she had in her possession was these kids because they were so poor, and Dolly saw her mom, who was like and they lived in small town wherever, and her mom was like this kind of started having kids at 15.
I don't know, but was the husband in the picture was Dolly's dad in the picture?
She talks about her mom and dad.
Dad too?
I don't know to what degree, but she definitely is I've seen her talk about mom and dad. As a matter of fact, in the photos of this piece, she shows pictures of mom and dad and kids.
Okay.
So anyway, I just think about that pain of a person who is really like all they have is their family. Right? All they have, that's all that's near and dear to them as far as, possessions or whatever, and the threat of someone breaking that apart.
Another thing that was interesting in the Barbara Walters interview, where she kept coming at her question after question after question, one was about her husband. She was like, where is this husband that you speak of that nobody's seen? I mean, we've been looking around. We don't see him. Does he even exist?
Well, shut up, Jolene, little bitch.
And
does he exist?
No, I swear to God, the tone is so crazy. And Dolly, in describing she's like, our marriage is the best because we have freedom. So we have freedom. She was like, I don't need to spend every night worrying about him, and he doesn't spend every night worrying about me. Because Barbara's like, why be in a marriage if you're going to be gone 90% of the time? And she was like, because I love like our foundation that we have, and then we live so there's a couple things that are interesting. Number one, Barbara just being judgmental and nasty. Number two, Dolly always kind of wanted to keep her husband somewhat private, but you knew she was married and she would talk about him. Right. But like, there's not pictures everywhere and stuff like that. And number three, it sounds like they had their own interpretation of what marriage was.
Yeah.
Potentially.
That's what it sounds very. She's like, I could spend every night worrying about whether he's with someone else, but like, I don't.
Yeah. And we don't know what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it sounds like something though, Laura. I just want to be clear.
Well, you think it was like an open marriage?
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, but we don't know. Maybe they were just happy with each other's lifestyle and they were okay.
Do you want to believe that Dolly had an open marriage with her husband?
No, I just watched the interview clip. I mean, she's saying.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
She's saying I'm outside and I'm living my life, and I don't ask what he does when he's doing his thing. We do our thing. It's a beautiful marriage.
I'm asking, do you want to believe that? Because clearly she left enough space for us to believe that.
Yeah.
That's what you want to believe.
It's not even about wanting to. It's just like in listening to someone who's emphasizing the number one thing that makes our marriage special is freedom. That word choice to me seems impactful.
Yeah.
Like it's, and it's also interesting to think about that in terms of all the other things we discussed about taking someone and doing those things. They never had a breakup rumor. There was never, you know what I mean? Like, and they, and then she died a year after he died.
I know. So close.
Was that her only marriage?
Yeah.
Carl.
That
was his name, right?
Carl Dean. Yeah. That was her only marriage. As far as I know.
Interesting.
I mean, it's over 50 years.
I think they were married.
Dolly Parton was married to Carl Thomas Dean, and there is a wedding photo.
What's the wedding date?
Nearly 6 decades, from 1966 until his death in 2025.
Wow.
They met outside a Nashville laundromat in 1964. Dolly was 18. Carl was 21.
Oh, they got together young.
There might be another element to the freedom part of the whole thing, too, which is you marry Dolly Parton. And Dolly Parton says, I travel a lot, and I like to do my thing. And you go, okay. And she goes, how do you feel about that? And he goes, I'm kind of good with whatever you're good with, Dolly Parton.
Well, but
beautiful,
remember,
hot, rich woman who I've married.
But they married at 21.
Yeah,
so they met when she was 18. He's 21. She's a celeb already?
Not yet.
No.
Yeah.
And she was waiting for her laundry to finish.
I know, bro. She was
so
at the laundromat.
That discussion may have came later. They might have been married for.
Well, no. What's the math on it?
10 years.
You said they got married. What was the marriage date?
66. You said.
They married in 1966. They met in 1964.
So yeah, and she didn't become a big star until this mid-70s, I believe.
Yeah.
So
yeah. They had a pretty normal 10 years. You know.
Well, I mean, either way, yeah,
Normal-ish.
for sure. But I mean, Carl also came up even before she was famous. He came up.
Even when they got married, only Dolly's mother, A.V. Lee, I think is how you pronounce her name, and the preacher and his wife attended the quiet service.
Oh, wow.
In 1966 in Ringgold, Georgia.
So they were even private when they were not famous.
Carl disliked fame and media attention, choosing to run a local business in Tennessee instead of walking red carpets.
It's not for him.
That's very
interesting.
Which part?
All of it. Just all interesting.
Yeah.
Like, not like it to the point, like, did he show up to anything? You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if he showed up to any like big awards.
That's what I'm saying. Big ass award shows. Dolly, how about this?
Now there may be something in here, right? Where, you know, we're processing, mostly you guys, not me, but we're processing their relationship through her stardom and celebrity. Maybe the magic is the fact that she got to not be that with him. She got to have something. I
believe that's what it is.
She got to have something that was so not any of that at home. She got to really be with someone who knew her before she was just celebrated for her cleavage.
Yeah.
Before she was just celebrated for this blonde hair and this look, right? This stage look, because it was a look that she put on. She created. I don't think she's not like a natural blonde. I don't think.
I think she was rocking that.
No, she was rocking that, but I think it was because she was a songwriter, and that was like that was to be the star. Like that was the show, and it was like, I got my man at home. I'm gonna go put on the show, and I get to go back home, and we get to be regular.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how often she was back home being regular, but at some point she was, right? Yeah. And then also at some point it slowed down. Well, over the last 30 years, it was clearly somewhat
and maybe
slower.
He was backstage at shows. And
I don't know.
Just sitting in the dressing room chilling, watching her perform, and just didn't, like I got to do a red carpet when you're out being Dolly Parton?
But it is unusual. We can't pretend it's not unusual if you didn't ever show up to any of those things. There are people who have not famous spouses. They do exist. There aren't tons of them, but there are famous people who have not famous spouses.
That's right.
You do usually see them at least pop out here and there.
Well, I actually love that they didn't feel the need to.
I mean, at least as far as we know. We also are making this up, and we didn't see any of those red carpets, and we have no idea.
Well, no, they just said that.
But he didn't say he never showed up to any
of
the
right.
stuff.
But that's what he
For example,
chose not to
did you
do.
guys know that Dolly had a TV show, 22 episodes of a TV show called Dolly in the late 80s?
Yes.
Okay. You remember that?
I remember Dolly Parton on TV, yes.
Well, she had a
because my mom was I felt my mom was watching it.
She had a TV series in the 70s briefly, and then she had a variety show in the 80s. It didn't end up lasting long or doing well. But how about this? The first episode of Dolly got the largest audience for any television premiere in history.
Wow.
39 million people watched the debut of her show. The guests for episode 1 were Dudley Moore, Hulk Hogan, Paul Rubens, Oprah Winfrey, and Ed Koch.
Wow.
Episode 2, she had Burt Reynolds, Alabama, and Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay.
Then she had Bruce Willis and Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt. Then she had Patti LaBelle, Jim Henson as Kermit the Frog, Delta Burke, Terrence Trent D'Arby, musical guest.
Sign your name across
okay, so I just looked it up. It says Dolly Parton's late husband, Carl Dean, attended only one award event.
Which one?
With her in 1967. It says that she begged and convinced Dean to rent a tuxedo and attend the BMI Award ceremony in 1967, where she was nominated for Song of the Year. Dean felt extremely uncomfortable the entire night. Wasn't comfortable with the cameras and flashing lights, and said, quote, "Don't ever ask me to go to another one of these damn things because I ain't going." Wow. And that's it. It says he kept that promise and stayed out of the public spotlight for the rest of their 60-year marriage.
I don't know what bro looks like, Could it be as simple as like you're Dolly Parton, okay, and I'm me, and I stand next to you and I'm still me, and you're Dolly Parton,
right?
And then people are like, "Yo, why you with this schlub?" And he's like, "I don't want the heat, man. Fuck all that."
By the way, I mean,
take me back to the laundromat.
He doesn't look like a bad-looking guy, though.
No, I'm bullshit. I
but I mean, that is an interesting thought. But like, you know,
Yo,
it's a lot to be married to Dolly Parton, I'm sure.
What? Take me back to the laundromat, please. This is not what I signed up for, man. I just gave you a couple of quarters to put into the damn machine and dry your drawers. Now I'm at the red carpet.
I don't like it.
I mean,
I can't wait to take this tuxedo back.
I don't like it.
I think it's funny how she made him rent a tuxedo. She
Well, it
knew.
was 67, so they didn't even have bread like that.
Yeah. That's true.
Not surprisingly, they'll be buried together.
Oh,
That's beautiful, man.
love that.
Listen, man, shout to all the spouses that can, that don't have to be on the red carpet and are good with allowing, or standing back while their, public individual does their public facing things.
Yeah.
Because that's not easy. It's not easy to watch, your person go out and be celebrated, and you just, people either A, you're not the center of attention, or B, your name's not mentioned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Some people can feel very intimidated by that.
Right. And then, if you're married to Dolly, it's just like the boobs are constant. I mean, the boobs were the convo for decades, bro.
I would say if you were to rank, I mean, in terms of impact, these are the greatest boobs of all time.
I knew he was going to try to rank some boobs. I'm done.
I think it's number one. I mean,
done.
Name bigger boobs.
Good night and good luck.
They're the most famous boobs in the history of
Laura
boobs.
wants you to hear this.
Yeah.
We got to go. But am I lying?
You're not.
Those are the most epic boobs. Are they the most epic boobs of all time or not? Name more epic. I'll wait.
Let's see, this is why Carl didn't want to come out. He might have been punching people in the face.
Could
He might have been like, yo, I'm going to just stay at the crib because the way these dudes is acting, I might have to fuck one of them up.
And if you go look, but when he passed away in 2025, there's a lot of quotes from her about their marriage. That's where you'll find. She went into a lot of detail. Yeah, when he passed, about what their life was like together.
Yeah, that's what's up. R.I.P. Dolly one more time. Thanks to Tizzy Ent for jumping on the program.
You realize tomorrow when we do the what ish we missed, we have not all week, not once played Hakeem Jeffries.
Oh yeah.
And his being dressed in the baggy Yankee fitted.
I didn't even. By the way,
in front of the project.
I only saw the photo. Never listened to what he had to say because I was offended by the fitted and being in front of the project.
Wait till you hear what he had to say.
Why are you in a fitted in front of the project?
It's
why. And by the way, if the time, and let me just be clear, it's the timing of it all. You're catching heat. People are upset with you. People in the communities that you represent are like, yo, bro, what the F is going on? What are you actually getting done? So then you go on social media and fit it in front of the. That's the timing of it. You know what I'm saying?
Very odd timing.